Good afternoon, teacher. We are Hernández, Soto, Aran, Esau, Ortega, Yáñez, José Marcos, Rodríguez, García, Miguel Ángel, and Juarez, Reyes, Denisse, Yamileth. And our project will be about Jurassic Park.
We choose this movie because all the members of the team have seen it at some point, and for us it is one of the best science fiction movies, and it is very entertaining. This film has its origin because it is based on a book with the same name. The film's leading actors are Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, Martin Ferrero, among many others. This film, which is the first in the entire saga, was released in 1993.
One, if the men were killed, they wouldn't sponsor the park. Two, if I went a dinosaur park, I would take many pictures.
3. If the employee hadn't betrayed, the dinosaurs wouldn't have escaped. 4. If the scientists hadn't used frog DNA, the dinosaurs wouldn't have been reproduced.
5. If Ellie hadn't activated the security system, Timmy wouldn't have gotten electrocuted. 6. If Robert hadn't died for a velociraptor, he would still continue in the movies.
7. If the T-Rex hadn't saved them from dying, they wouldn't have died. 8. If the owners had had more caution, the dinosaurs wouldn't have escaped.
Third conditional. 1. If the T-Rex hadn't been released from its habitat, it wouldn't have eaten the investors. 2. If I had been in Jurassic Park, I would have taken a lot of photos.
3. If they had transported the raptors well, the raptors wouldn't have escaped from their shelter. 4. If the raptors hadn't escaped from their shelter, they wouldn't have eaten Robert.
5. If they hadn't had blood, they wouldn't have been cloned. 6. If they hadn't found Amber, they wouldn't have obtained DNA.
7. If Robert hadn't carried Sarah, she wouldn't have turned on the light. 8. If Tim hadn't climbed up the electrical fence, he wouldn't have been electrocuted.
Conclusion. The film teaches us how the greed and envy of people in the search for wealth or great achievements, whether technological or personal, can destroy people. From this film, we can learn to collaborate as a team, in addition to learning to identify what are good and bad actions, showing how personal desires can lead to terrible consequences.
The message that the film leaves us is that no matter how great the intelligence of the human mind, its feelings and ambitions will always be greater.
Lastly, the film shows us the reality of having prehistoric animals and how the desire to have dinosaurs will only be a consequence of people's greedy and arrogant decisions and their intelligence.